Greetings ladies and gentlemen, it's DK here. Welcome back to another episode of Gameplay Analysis. Today we are looking at an 4.2k MMR player. He played Rubick as a full support, and I'm very excited to analyze this game because it's a very high bracket and it's the highest MMR I've ever analyzed. So hopefully we are going to learn something, and let's get into this. So there we are, and as always we are going to check out the starting items and of course the enemies lineup. Just gonna have to set the sound a bit lower here. Okay, so we got Rubick, and he bought the courier and 2 wards, it seems like, or 1 ward. At least there are 2 off, so pretty standard for a full support Rubick, I would say. I like the starting items for now, but let's analyze the enemy's team. And we see that they are playing Invoker mid, maybe a Shaker offlane with a Necrophos, Legion Commander Lina at top, or they are playing some kind of Shaker offlane and Necrophos Legion top, Lina row maybe. So what I want to talk about is you're facing an offlane Shaker or maybe a dual lane. So I definitely recommend you to get another pack of Tengus or at least a healing salve, because when they are playing a dual lane, then you're getting out of heal pretty fast, and you got even the gold for getting another pack of Tengus or a healing salve. And I also would recommend you another clarity for Rubick, because he has a high mana use in the early stages. So yeah, it might be a tough spot when they are playing dual, or even if there's only the Shaker. Okay, he skilled wrong at this moment, but if the Shaker is playing right, he's skilling Enchant Totem. So he only needs to use 35 mana to deal 200% of his... No, it's 100%, but it's still 100 damage in one hit. So if the Shaker gets his Poorman Shield, what he can get pretty easy and fast out of the side shop here, then you're not able to harass him anymore, because he has more heal than you, and he's blocking 20 damage in every hit. So that's pretty tough, and that's why I would definitely recommend you another pack of Tengus in this spot. So another point is, if you want to gang the enemy's jungle at the rune, so that you walk over here like you do right now, then I would also recommend you to get a smoke. And I show you the reason why. I already watched this, and when we get out of player perspective now, Invoker, and do the fog on Dire, then you are going to see here right at the minimap. Did you see it? You can jump 10 seconds back. He's standing right here to check the area around this, and because you had no smoke, he saw you already here. And it might have worked out with the smoke, because he was not close enough to break the smoke. I'm not sure about this, but I definitely would always recommend you a smoke. I mean, you are moving faster, and there is the chance to get closer to the enemy, and you might have successfully got the gang here at Invoker. So the point of not using the 300 gold you had in the early stage is... Oh, we got the wrong fog. Both teams. So not using these 300 gold you got left here is not very useful in my opinion. I definitely would recommend you more than this, what you got right now. And let's jump into the next scene. We are going to the early game, and I'm going to show you what I I'm talking about by getting 2 less heal and 2 less clarities. Okay, so I jumped a bit forward. We are at 1 minute 22 right now, and the Earthshaker is reaching level 2 right now. So the problem right now is he's just camping here, can chase you down easily because your movement speed is quite low. You're 20 below his movement speed, and maybe even the wind lance might have helped you here in this lane to just shoot some hits at him and run away after that, and he's not able to reach you because your movement speed is a bit higher than his with wind lance. That might have been an option too here, but what I'm talking about now is you only got 1 Tengu left, and he's hitting you with Enchant Totem, what deals quite a big portion of your HP as damage. And in addition to that, your Juggernaut is not the smartest person on Earth here, unluckily. So I definitely would have recommended you a bit more heal, because you're out of heal right now and the chicken is not upgraded. If I'm right, yeah, it's minute 2. You got no gold for a chicken upgrade and you got no heal left. So the Shaker got an easy life right now. Additionally, I wouldn't have recommended you to use the Fate Bolt there in that situation 20 seconds before, because if you're not able to kill him or if he's not attacking you, there's no use in wasting such a high amount of mana. I jumped. Yeah, here at that point. So you're lifting him and instantly using your Fate Bolt, but I mean, the Juggernaut is not reaching him, so there's no way you are going to kill him, and it's only dealing 80 damage. And as a full support, it's pretty important that you use your resources pretty well. So using the Fate Bolt here is wasting a huge amount of mana for like nothing. Yeah. So really make sure that you're using it in the right positions here, especially if you don't got enough resources to heal up again. So we can go a bit faster, and in this case I highly would have recommended you to stack pull or something like that, because you're not able to harass him really, and yeah, because if you're trading hits, he's easily giving you more damage, and yeah, if you're not going to initiate him here, you're just leeching XP and your Juggernaut is not getting the XP he needs. So yeah, then you're pulling a bit too late, and the rest of the early stage you're just camping the lane and you're not pulling anymore, and because of that you're losing a high amount of gold and experience. You're only leeching experience from your Juggernaut, and that makes your early game pretty hard. And now, yeah, that's 2. You TP'd there to get the rune, and you didn't get it, unfortunately. So I know your intention, but is it really worth to waste the TP there? I mean, you got 80 seconds cooldown on your TP. Then you didn't even get the gold on the rune. So yeah, the action was not worth it all. And even if you would have gotten the rune, I'm not sure if it would have been worth it. I mean, a pull of the creeps here, the wave is still in front of that tower, would have helped much more, because Shaker is getting less XP. Wow, okay. Your skill build is also a bit strange, I think. But let's talk at first about the lane position. If your lane is pushed to the enemy's tower, as you know, you can't really engage the enemy's off lane, because he can easily get TPs and come away by reaching his tower. So you have to make sure that you're pulling and killing your own creep wave by that in a high amount, because you're getting XP by this creep spot, you're getting gold by this creep spot, and you deny the creep wave after that in this creep spot. Or you even pull this, and this is killing 3 of the creeps, and you can creep this creep spot if it's not stacked. So you get more gold, you get more XP, and the lane gets pushed to your side of the map, and you can easily engage the Shaker by lifting him up, and if the Juggernaut is not totally stupid, he is using his Blade Fury to kill him. And to the second point now, I really don't know why you take telekinesis as third in your third level at level 2, because you're improving it by 0.25 seconds. So it's one more level for an amount of seconds that is not worth it at all. I would highly recommend you always to get Fate Bolt at the second level, because the damage increases by 80, the damage reducement increases, and the mana resources is only increasing by 10. So you're dealing the doubled amount of damage for only 10 mana more. And this is much more useful, especially if you're facing a strength hero in your lane. Shaker has... Oh, we don't see it. Shaker has 700 HP, and if you're counting now, Blade Fury is dealing 5 seconds of 105 damage. That's 500, plus hits of you, plus Fate Bolt with 150 damage. You're much more in a position to kill him when your Fate Bolt is level 2 at level 3 of your heroes here. So I highly would recommend the damage output there. Yeah. Now the Juggernaut is some kind of sleeping. I saw the replay already. But yeah, I guess the Juggernaut was a retard in some cases here. But you still got the kill on Lina, and that's pretty good. The Lina isn't playing well too, so that's awesome for you. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to say about the early stage. So make sure that if you're not able to harass the enemy's hero, then you should at least try to pull the creeps to get your hero, your carry, and yourself more gold and experience. And yeah, that's everything you can do for that lane then. I mean, if there's no way you can harass him by getting nearly half killed with each hit you trade with him, there's no way you can do any useful things. And yeah, it's pretty bad for your carry then, because he gets harassed too, but yeah, it's still a better option than to pull and get more experience and gold for you and your team. So I think I said everything I wanted, and let's jump into the next scene. I jumped to 520 now, and I'm still focusing on the early game, because the early game is the most important part for the full support here. Mostly the full supports don't get enough farm to have much impact in the late game, but yeah, I mean, Rubick is a good hero for the late game, of course, especially if he gets like dagger agonyms maybe, but still the early game is the part of the game where the full support has the most impact in every game stage, I think. So I'm focusing here, and I want to show you a situation where the higher level in Fate Bolt would have been much more worth it. You're engaging Shaker here with Omni Slash. The Jugger is a bit stupid again, but right now he nearly died because your Fate Bolt level wasn't enough to already kill him here. If we go back 10 seconds, we can follow this, and he has right now 140 HP left, so with a higher level in Fate Bolt he might have died earlier, and your Juggernaut only survived because he had already some charges at his stick. A pretty close decision here of the fight, and yeah. I mean, the Juggernaut also timed the Omni Slash a bit bad. Could have been also that way, but still, yeah, the higher level is more worth, I think. And another point here, you just ran back to your base to refresh, and right now you're at 200 mana. And you go to this lane now and use instantly another wave of Fate Bolt here. And I don't know the reason of this, because now you're dropped below 100 mana again, you don't got any spells to use, and you're not even able to TP anywhere and help, so you're nearly forced to go back again, and that would waste a lot of time. So really make sure that you're using your resources in the early game useful. I mean, there was no use in using the Fate Bolt right now at the creeps, in my opinion. I mean, you could have farmed them easily without using the Fate Bolt. And now you could easily engage the Shaker again by just lifting him up. And you're only missing... yeah, you're missing one Fate Bolt right now, mana. Lifting Fate Bolt again, and Shaker might die again here in this position. So really make sure that you're using your resources pretty good. There's only one more point I want to show you going forward to this. Right now, I guess you know that on your own, but I really would never recommend you to dive the fountain here, and that's what you're doing in some seconds. Right now you're going to the fountain, and you already see that the fountain is usable. I mean, it's not a cooldown. Shaker, of course, Shaker is low cooldown, but Clockwork is level 5 and has Battery Assault only level 1, so he's not able to kill him with Battery Assault before he reaches the shrine. And you got no mana, you got only one stick charge, the creep is even following you, so never ever go up there right now. Even if the Clockwork is initiating, he's pretty stupid and you can't really help him. I mean, you're in a bad spot, and what happens now is the enemy's team is even TPing, I think. Yeah, he's killing you alone easily, and Dina TP'd, so Clock might have died too, maybe. Yeah, it's always very dangerous to go up here, especially if you got no vision at the shrine. So they could already have set a trap here or something like that. And never ever dive into the fountain if you're not sure that you really can take a fight at that moment. And as two supports or roaming supports, whatever, you're not able to take a fight at the fountain. So be more careful at those positions. Okay, and now there's not much more left to talk about, but let's jump into the next scene at minute 17. Here we are, close to 17 minutes in the game, and yeah, we go into this. You set up some real nice gangs, and you did get a lot of gold and experience. If we see this, the offlane of the Shaker offlane is worse farmed than you, and the Lina too. So you did pretty well. You had some nice gangs and some cool fights. Pretty good. But now I really don't understand why you get a gem right now. Of course, I see the point in dewarding the enemy. But right now in Dota 2, it's also worth it to just buy a sentry for that, because you get the gold back, and if you see, or if you got a real clue where they might have warded, then it's really enough to just place a sentry there for 100 gold and get 100 gold back out of this observer what you destroy there. So I think the gem is heavily wasted here. It's 900 gold, and you're the full support, you're missing a huge amount of gold anyway, and in addition to that you're losing the gem 3 minutes later, I think, and only because the Legion Commander has a Shadow Blade here. I don't think that it's worth it if you're not going to push with your team. I mean, if your team is saying like, okay, we are very strong right now and we are going to force all the T2 towers right now, then it might be worth it, because you always see when a Legion commander is coming and you don't need to waste like 5 to 6 sentries for all those towers. But your team is not doing that, and yeah, the only thing you achieve is losing the gem and losing 900 gold by this. Yeah, so make sure that you're using your resources well also. Again.
Radiant's top tower is under
I just
attack.
wrote down you are losing it in minute 20, so you couldn't even use it once. You didn't reward any ward, if I remember right, and right now you're going to help here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower.
And
Radiant's bottom tower.
your team is losing the fight, unfortunately, because the Shaker is jumping in. Yeah, and the gem is lost. So that's, yeah, not worth it at all, I think. Some sentry wards would have done it too, or maybe like 2 sentry wards, 2 observer wards, and the dust for chasing. Sentry wards if your team wants to push. Otherwise, there's no option in getting the gem here, especially if your team isn't grouping up. I mean, the gem is only useful around you, and if Juggernaut, for example, is farming the bot lane and OD is farming the top lane, you can't make sure that both of them are safe with your gem by getting initiated of the Legion commander. So yeah, you're just running around with the gem. I mean, you could stay close to the Jugger and secure that he's not getting engaged, but maybe OD is getting engaged then by Shadowblade Legion commander. So I really think that was a big waste, and as you can see in the net worth graph now, you just dropped below 3k again, and the Shaker did gain much more. They are 3k in a 3k advantage now, and also because you lost 900 gold to them. I mean, you're providing them 900 gold, they can deward easily everywhere now, and your Wind Ranger is getting detected when she gets invisibility with Wind Run, and yeah, you're putting yourself in a tough spot. Juggernaut has a Shadowblade too, so they can also reveal the Juggernaut now. So yeah, not a good decision in my opinion. Okay, that's it for this scene, and you're doing a pretty good mid game still, and there's nothing much to say about, but we jump to minute 70, minute 27 now. Okay, minute 27, or close to it, and there are 2 things I want to talk about. The first part is the thing we are going to see right now. I know your intention, you wanted to save the OD here, but you miscalculated a bit and jumped into the Meteor, which is damaging you pretty strong, and you're losing the half of your HP. Now you're jumping in, stealing the Necrophos Death Pulse. It's a pretty good spell. I guess you wanted to get the ultimate, and it was a nice try, but you got no backup of your team here, and they're just easy in killing you. So I really would recommend you as full support, try to stay back as long as you can if you're not the initiator of your team. I mean, sometimes, of course, the Rubick with Dagger and jumping in with Dagger, going for telekinesis, Fate Bolt, maybe dying instant, is the thing that the Rubick has to do before someone else does it. But in your game, you got already Clockwork, and he's mostly initiating the team fight, so I really would recommend you to stay more back, more passive, try to steal as much spells as possible, use as much spells as you can, and yeah, try to stay more alive. I'm not sure if it's always small mistakes you're doing, but in a lot of team fights you went a bit out of position, I think, and died because of that. So if you're the full support, make sure that you're dying in like 3 to 4 hits to enemy core heroes, and it's really dangerous for you to go in front, and you only should go in front when it's really worth it or needed that you initiate right now. And the second point I want to talk about is, for some reason you stole a lot of Legion Commander ultimates, and I'm not sure if your intention was to steal the heal because of Necrophos ultimate or something like that, or to debuff something, or if your intention really was to steal duel. I mean, duel can be good on Rubick when you're 3 versus 1 and you're nuking the enemy hero down pretty fast, but I always would recommend you to try to steal some more useful spells, especially if there's a Shaker with Fissure, or a Lina with Laguna Blade, or Invoker who's using much useful spells all the time, or a Necrophos with Death Pulse. The only spells you achieved in this game and you stole were Death Pulse, Duel and Heal of Legion Commander in the most cases. So if you're playing Rubick, you really should make sure in the beginning of the game that you check out, okay, they got and you stole Dragon Slave sometimes, but you should really think about, okay, which heroes do they have, which spells do they got, and what spell is the right one for me. And I mean, every teamfight is another situation, and every spell can be more or less useful, but I mean, in the most cases you should try to steal a spell of Shaker, the Fissure or the Ultimate, a spell of Lina. I mean, every Lina spell is useful here, or something of Necrophos Invoker maybe, but that depends, yeah. And so, yeah, there's nothing more to say about that. Try to make sure to steal the right spells and don't focus too much on at some spells. For example, Duel or Heal of the Legion Commander here in these cases. So, yeah, nothing more to say about that. And we go for the next scene, I think. As you can see, I jumped forward to minute 47, and there's only one more thing I want to talk about, and that's the use of the wards here. You did this twice in this game, and I'm not really sure what's the purpose on that. I mean, your team pushed out of the base and is right here. Okay, someone has to defend the creeps, the base here, so it's fine that you're staying back, but I'm not really sure why you are placing all those observer wards up in the base. I mean, here you even see, because of the barracks, here too, and yeah, like here, okay, I mean, you get a bit vision here out of this ward, but I highly would recommend you to place these wards more like here, or here maybe, or like there. Okay, this is an obvious ward and mostly gets dewarded, but maybe like there or there, somewhere here, so that you get at least some vision out of your base. The problem is when you're already lost a barracks and 2 side towers, they can easily backdoor you or a camp in the forest, in a jungle here. So you get a lot of use out of it when you place those wards a bit more offensive. It's very important for your team that you can see what the enemy's team is doing. I mean, are they just farming in their jungle? Are they farming your jungle? You're creating not any space with those wards. And I'm not really sure if you get any advantage out of this ward, for example, here. I mean, you also place this. This is fine, I think. But this is some kind of a waste here, and you did this twice, so I don't get the point of this, and I would not recommend it, because, yeah, what's the reason of this ward? I mean, it's in your base, and an important thing when you're getting pushed all the time is that you see what the enemy is doing, and maybe you can create some space for your carries or cores to farm at least this or that spot, or maybe one of these spots when you're securing with a ward here and here maybe. So I think there's not much use in those wards. Yeah, that's everything to say about this. And now I just want to summarize your game in some sentences. You had luck in some case that the enemy's team had a bad core and carry. I mean, they had Necrophos farming top lane, and he has a net worth of, yeah, a support here in this case. So they had a very bad carry, and not a useful carry at all. But I also have to admit that your Juggernaut, yeah, I really don't understand how he could reach like 4k. He made several mistakes, he played very stupid in some cases, and his items are terrible for this game. I mean, he got a Silver Edge to disable which passive ability, I'm not sure. He just got a Silver Edge, which is 5k of gold from nothing in this game. He has a Skadi and a Manta style, he's not dealing any damage in any way, and he even went the talent tree like that, as you can see here. So you had a terrible carry too, but yeah, still when the enemy's carry would have played a bit better, you would have lost here, I think. And but you had a very good mid game, and that's what your OD made to farm very well and farm pretty good. And he also played very good. So the OD and your team play decided this game, I think. What I really have to say again is try to improve your early game as full support. And the points I mentioned there were: be careful with your resources. Maybe get more heal in the early stages when you want to harass the enemy's hero out of the lane. But if you got no chance to harass him, or your carry is too stupid to engage him with Telekinesis Omni Blade Fury, then I would just recommend you to stack pull. And especially with Rubick, it's very important to stack pull, I think, because at first he is a very strong ganger with spell steal, and he's very fearsome in the early stages. And in addition to that, his level 10 talent is very important. You get 60 gold per minute, and that improves your gold resources a lot. You're reaching dagger much faster, so make sure that you're getting experience as Rubick. It's really, really important. So yeah, that's the things I wanted to summarize here. You did a really good mid game, and I can only say keep on with that. Yeah, good luck for your future games. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something, and I hope you agree in some points with me. I mean, I'm not much better than you, I think. We're on the same MMR bracket. I try to move forward and climb up. Yeah, by looking replays, by analyzing my games, by analyzing other games, and hopefully you learned something. If you liked it, I really would love when you subscribe. I'm uploading these videos weekly, and yeah, you're maybe going to learn much more. So another time, thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.